Hey friends and family, welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie, and good morning. I'm coming to you very early in the morning as it's just much cooler. More about that later. But today I wanted to do a quick necklace with the newest bargain bead box. As you can see, I've got them all the beads laid out here. And we're also going to talk about color. I like to revisit that periodically, and this was a perfect box to do it with. If you don't already have a color wheel, I would definitely invest in one. They are very helpful when it comes to designing anything or doing any kind of creative project with color. And a lot of times people get stumped on what colors go with what, and one of the things that is helpful is having one of these, and I will link this particular color wheel in my description. I got this on Amazon, and the thing I like about it is it has all the explanations on either side, and it shows you how to make combinations. And then you got another side with a grayscale, and what colors look like when you add other colors, and then you've got all the definitions. So let me put this up. Get out of here, Mr. Fly. Trying to steal the spotlight. Yeah, he flew in when I let the dogs out. So, you're not invited, Mr. Fly. Anyway, the reason I bring this up is I know a lot of people struggle with color. And this particular box, if you just take a look for a moment, oh, this fly is going to make me crazy. Fuchsia, which is pretty much red and purple mixed. You've got orange and some more orange and some yellow. And then the findings are gold, which is considered a yellow. So very warm palette. So there's nothing wrong with this palette, but if you want to change it up a bit, there's things that you can do, and there's lots of different colors you can add. So under here I have some colors that you can add to make a big difference. One of the things you can do is add a cooler color, since these are warm. Blues, greens, violet is sort of on the warm side, but depending on the shade of violet, can be cool. And you can do that in several ways. So I have beads under here, but I did want to show you just quickly. I did pull some seed beads. Now look at these colors next to it. All of these colors will work with this palette for various reasons. I have a whole series of color theory videos. If you look under, oh gosh, playlists, I have all the color theory in-depth videos that I did, and I actually did use Bargain Bead Box. So if you'd like to learn more, you can check those out. I will continually bring it up, because it is important that you understand color, and that way your designs will really stand out. So let me show you the beads that I pulled to go with this. Now, of course, we're not going to use all the colors. You could use all the colors, but I'm probably going to pick a few and stick with those. Oh, another way to add color, I'm sorry, before I get going on the beads, you can use SoftFlex stringing wire. I have these 3 colors. SoftFlex is my favorite stringing material for many reasons. The beads glide on, and they come in great colors. So these colors this is more of an analogous color, which is next door to these. This is more of a cool color, and then the green, red and green are opposites on the color wheel, so this green goes nicely. Okay. And I'm also going to add maybe some findings that I have in my stash. So let me reveal the beads that I did pull. Woo! How's that for some eye candy? You like that? So, as you can see, I'm going to slide these over. Whoops. I didn't slide them over because I wanted the big reveal. All right. Check that out. As you can see, the cool colors really bounce. And again, this is warm and these are cooler. Okay, red and green are opposites. And then yellows, different shades of yellows. I've got a very pale yellow here, so you can change it up by adding, you know, different shades of yellow that you have in your stash. I've got this really pretty crystal bead, and then I've got some really light pink that you could do. We've got periwinkle, kind of a turquoise, more of a green turquoise, some blues, very dark green, many shades of green, really light green, and then in the purple family, like I said, you could go next door to these colors on the color wheel. You've got these. So fuchsia is kind of a red violet, okay? You could add red. You've got orange already and yellow. So these are all the warm side of the color wheel, all of these. But if you add violet and blue violet and all these colors, that anytime you do opposites, that creates a dynamic piece of jewelry. So that's why I picked some of these, and then I picked different you know, tones and colors and saturations. These are all things to think about. You can also think about texture. You know, I've got some matte beads. I've got very shiny, crisp, sparkly beads. I have clear beads. So a lot to think about. I would just say pull a bunch of stuff from your stash and see, you know, play with it. There's certainly no reason why you cannot add more to your bead box. It's your bead box. You're not strictly limited to these colors or these beads. So, with that being said, I'm going to come back with just a few that we will work with. We're going to do a quick necklace today and see how some of these colors play with this really beautiful fuchsia that we got in the box. So I'll be right back. Okay, I know that was just 1 second for you, but it was a little bit longer for me. I'm going to use this charm today. I mean, this pendant. It's a really pretty dragonfly. Sorry, I haven't had my coffee yet. There's nothing on the back, but I just thought it was a really pretty pendant, and I wish I could remember where I got it, but I love dragonflies, and it is spring, so I'm going to use this. And then I've got 1/2 of a toggle and a big lobster claw to close up the necklace. And then I don't know that I'm going to need these, but I might. Actually, probably for the adding the clasp and stuff at the end. So, but you do have some beautiful things that they gave you in the box. These connectors are beautiful. So, love those. I love this pendant, and I will use it in another project. This is also a gorgeous pendant. And then this was fun. They wire wrapped this for you, or this came wire wrapped. So, all different shades. These are warmer. And I love these. These are so sparkly. Look at these. I'm going to kind of move them around. Look at that. Wow. That's a wow. All right, so I'm just going to put all these pendants and things aside so I can get to the beads, since I'm not going to be using them today. And, oh, I found some check beads. I may use these lotus flower. They're green and blue, so cool colors. As you notice, I picked out the greens and the blues and a little bit of bright light yellow. I don't know that I'm going to use all of these, but I just want, this is the palette I wanted to work with. So I think I am going to use these somewhere. I think it would be cute with the dragonfly. So, and I got some seed beads here. And then we're going to use the turquoise color SoftFlex in medium. That way, if you see some of the wire, I may have some of it showing. I haven't really decided yet. It goes with our palette. Isn't that nice? Great product. If you're not using this, I would highly encourage you to give it a try. I think you'll be very happy. Okay, so let me pull a length of, this is going to be just a simple stringing project, so I'm not going to do any, I threw a lot of information at you about color, so I don't want to complicate things by making a complicated design today. So we're going to just do a nice necklace. Measure if you want to. I kind of like to eyeball. That's just how I roll. Everybody's different, and that's fine. That's what makes, you know, when you look out there at everybody's creations, it's pretty amazing. You can get the same box, and then everybody does something different, which is pretty cool. And Bargain Bead Box has a Facebook group, so check that out. I also have a Facebook group where I post, this year we're doing a palette challenge, so I'm posting a palette the first day of every month. I will link my Facebook group and the Bargain Bead Box websites and Facebook group in my descriptions. Okay, so let's get started. I think, oh, and before I get going, are these charming or what? I love those. Let's start with some of this beautiful, let's see, there was some English cut. I think I mixed them. I did. I'm going to grab the English cut, really pretty beads. I love English cut. I think it's a really cool, it makes gemstones look really amazing. And like I said, this is going to be simple stringing. Now we do have some spacers from Bargain Bead Box, so I'm going to be using those. We also have bead caps, which was nice. I love getting findings. And then these oval pieces are cool for connectors as well, or earrings. You could do some earrings with those. And then the paper clip chain I love. That's a big thing right now, paperclip chain. All right, let's get to stringing. So I think I'm gonna do, one of the things I think I may do is kind of disperse or I'm not really coming up with the right word, but I want to do like every other bead, hot and cold. We're gonna see how that looks. This is more of a green-blue. Usually I like to string one side and then do the other, but today I'm going to do both, just for the sake of time. So I have got a lot of boxes this last week, which I'll be doing videos on. Thank you so much, by the way, for the wonderful comments. You know, I changed my mind. I may stack some cools and some hots. Let's try that. I wanted to thank you all, first of all, for your wonderful comments. Thank you for missing me. I know I've been very haphazard with the videos lately. Just have some things going on. One of which is no air conditioning, and if you live in Texas, you know what a disaster that can be. But a colleague and friend of mine lent us 2 portable units, which we have in our bedrooms, so our bedrooms at least are cool at night. But yesterday it was 92, and with the humidity, which is super humid, it felt like 100. So I wanted to do a video yesterday, but this office gets so hot. We are looking at getting a window unit for our kitchen, and I may relocate to my bedroom for future videos. I've been looking for like a folding table that I can set up so I can at least be comfortable, because it was all I could do to stay in this office yesterday. I'm probably gonna have to work my day job in my bedroom as well until we get more units, because Texas summers can be brutal. But we're making it work. We're making it work, and I'm thankful for my friend that lent us those 2 units, because he went 3 years with no air, 3 summers, and he's finally bought he was able to afford a new air conditioning unit, because as you know, with everything, nothing is cheap. So we're working on it, but that's one reason. I'm just hot and exhausted, and just trying to stay cool, and drink a lot of water and all that stuff. Where's the hole in this? Here we go. But anyway, that's what's been going on with me. And then it's year-end, fiscal year-end at my job, so a lot's going on there. So, as much as I love to do videos, they've had to kind of be a little bit sparse lately. But I'm working on it. So I'm liking this. I think this is pretty cool. I'm just doing stacks of warm and cold. I was going to do every other bead, but I may try that on another necklace. I may try that with the pendant. I'm thinking this pendant I might try that with. So stay tuned. Thank you all for the compliments on the finished jewelry update. I will be doing more of those, so stay tuned for that. All right, let's see. I'm liking this. Let's grab a couple of these. And some more of these. I'm gonna grab some more spacers and bead caps too. All right. I think I'll do a spacer. Oh, I did want to say too, I just got over 2,500 subscribers. I'm so excited. So excited. I never knew that when I started this channel that I would meet so many amazing people. All of you are just amazing. I love our community. I'm thankful for it. This is not something I ever thought I would do. My family was a little bit surprised. But just you all are the best. And I just wanted to tell you I appreciate you so much. Let's see. Oh, let's grab another one of these. We'll do more bead cap. We got a lot of bead caps in this box, which is great. It really does add a lot. Okay. Let's add our pretty lotus check bead. Oh, let's make sure it's the right orientation. not that there's any right or wrong, but you know what I mean. Okay, that's really pretty. All right. So as you can see, are you seeing how the cool and the warm kind of work and play off each other? That's really what I want to illustrate here. And also opposites on the color wheel, which is called a complementary color scheme. And that also makes for a really visually interesting design. So periodically through my videos, I will be discussing color theory. We recently had Beads and Blooms with Jesse James Beads, and they use artists for their bead mixes. And they did a class. If you've never done those classes, by the way, I would look into it. You learn a lot of skills that you can build on. But anyway, you know what? I think I want to do a blue. I think I want to do blue. I'm wanting to pick up that blue color in the bead. Anyway, their classes are great. They're doing summer camp signups right now. I highly recommend it, and I know that it can be expensive, so if you've never heard of Shop Pay, you can split that up into 4 payments. And I think they've actually added more options on paying for stuff on the Shop Pay app. It's an app, and that's really helpful for the classes. But the classes are phenomenal because you're learning from people who are very talented, and all the skills that you learn you can build on. And I've not talked to anyone that's regretted taking those classes. I take them. And the nice thing is, if you have a day job like I do, they video record everything and then they post it later. So, and then you have access to that through Facebook forever. So I've gone back and watched a few classes. Okay, enough of that soapbox. But as you can see, this is turning out really nice. I really do love... Uh-oh, look what I did here. You guys, I always do this because I start yapping. The nice thing is, it's easily fixed. So see, this happens to the best of us. You can see that I just... Yeah, I'm sure I got people going, "You missed a bead!" The last bargain bead box I did, I missed a bead. It was I can't remember who in the comments said, "You missed a bead," but I see that, and I will be correcting that before I do anything like put it on my Etsy shop or... Yeah, I've got to update the Etsy shop too. That's another thing I've got to do, because I have wintry stuff on there still that needs to go on hiatus so I could put summery things. Just a lot of plates in the air for me, guys. If it's any indication, I work my day job as hard as I work with this. I mean, I guess I don't know a moderate pace. I just want to do everything all the time. And my body goes, really? You're 58. Stop it. Like, okay. All right. Yeah, it was so hot in the house yesterday. Chacha was laying in the middle of the floor in the living room, looking miserable. So I scooped her up, and she loves my bed. I recently got a new bed, so for those of you who are new, and she got right in that bed. I missed another bead. She got right in that bed and passed out. So I made sure both girls had water. I hosed them down with a little spray bottle. Yeah, it was really hot in here. It's cooler today. I think we're supposed to get storms. April and May are pretty stormy. That's when we get the hail and the tornadoes. But there have been some horrible tornadoes. My heart goes out to the people in Oklahoma. Those tornadoes were horrible. Yeah, and we don't have any basements here, so I laugh because I'm from Michigan and we have basements. So when there's a tornado, we can hide in there. But here it's like, oh, just get into an interior room and then pray. Like, okay, that's a joke. All right, let's see. Let's take an evaluation here. I think, yeah, let's add some another cool stack. Oh, I also try to work in odd numbers. So I just think it's more appealing. I know other people have heard me say this, but if you're new, that's kind of how I roll also. I really like the way the cool plays against this warm fuchsia. Let's do some more of these. Kind of getting to the end here. Another spacer. These are cool. I like these. So I'm going to do 5 of these. They're so shiny, it's hard to see where the hole is. But I wish there was a way you could feel how these glide onto the silver silk. I mean, the silver silk. Listen to me. That's another product I like. But this is not silver silk. This is SoftFlex. Boy, I need coffee. Yeah, I'm a little cranky pants too without coffee. I don't know. Are you cranky pants without coffee? Yeah. It's the only addiction I've left, so I'm keeping it. I used to smoke, and I'm glad I've quit, but it's been decades. But yeah, that was a bad habit. I think coffee's better. All right, getting to the end here. I love this. I'm gonna double check and make sure I haven't missed any beads. I think I caught them all, but I'm just gonna give this a quick visual. Looking good, so everybody at home relax. Oh gosh. Okay. I think I'm gonna do. I don't want to use all the spacers, but I do like the way that they provide a break between the stacks of color. I kind of like that. And I think with these, I may add a couple more of the warmer beads, and then let's add some more of the English cut beads. Do I want to do bead caps with those? kind of at the top of the necklace. I don't know that you'll see that. I think I'm just gonna string them on. So this is a shorter necklace, but you could add chain to make it longer. I'm not gonna do that. This looks like it'll be about 22 inches maybe. Yeah, looking good. Do I want to stop here? I'm thinking. I think we should add one more green. It's the back. I'm not going to add bead caps on the back. Maybe on the top, just to finish off, so it looks like it's finished. You'll see what I mean in a minute. You could do spacer too, if you decide to go this route. All right. Let me just double check the beads again. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. So you can see how the warm and the cool play off each other now. And adding your own beads, you know, you can definitely see the dynamic look. And also, I love the pops of gold. That's also kind of a warm tone. If you really wanted to play with warm versus cool, you could add some silver too. I like to mix metals. That would be very interesting, especially if you did the silver with the warm beads and the gold with the blue with the cool beads. Just something to think about. So I'm going to do a little seed bead loops so I can attach my findings. It's a big lobster claw. And then this is pretty ornate. I like it. I just used this instead of it with the toggle. I just find this to be more secure. So, especially for a necklace, I don't mind toggles on bracelets, but necklace toggles worry me a bit. I don't want things to fall off. And I'm going to use these really cute seed beads in this bright apple green. I think it's going to be adorable if I can get it open. And I don't know what I did with my little bead. Oh, I know. I have another group of projects I'm working on, and I have a little thing that I put my seed beads on, but it's in use. So we're gonna have to do old school. So there will be enough wire at the end of this. I like to have enough to not fight with, you know, closing it off. And really, we've only had to use nippers today to cut our SoftFlex. I may do some wire work another time. So we're going to add our crimp bead. And then I'm going to do about 15 to 17 seed beads. In fact, I think I'm going to do this off camera so you don't have to watch me struggle with seed beads. But just know that I'm going to be stringing 15 of these on, and then we'll close it. And I'm going to add the clasps with some jump rings. So I'm just going to be making loops right now and closing these off, and I'll show you. Well, actually, let me just do this one side. I'll do the other side off camera. Let's do that. 5. For those of you who are new, I want you to see the crimping and all that. So Bear with me. That's 11. I'm going to do 17. Notice how easy it is to get these seed beads onto the SoftFlex. Another reason I like it. Okay. Now we're gonna, I just looped this back through on my crimp bead. And this is what I was talking about. If some of the wire is showing, to me, you know, I try to get things flush, but sometimes it doesn't work out. So if a little bit of wire shows, one of the things that I like is that it coordinates with the design, so it looks on purpose for those of you that struggle. And also, I don't like to make things so tight that the necklace sits weird. If you make it really tight, the necklace won't hang. It'll look stiff, and I don't know, it just doesn't look right to me. All right, so this is our one loop. Okay, I'm gonna do the one on the other side, and I will be back and we'll finish off the necklace. Okay, all right, I'm back. Yeah, got the loops on my necklaces, listen to me, necklace, and I'm gonna attach my findings with some jump rings. Now, a couple of things I want to mention. If you wanted to make this longer, you could add chain, you could add ribbon, you could add leather, you know, and those things I've done before. You can also add an extender chain, so that the person who's wearing it, if it's a gift or if you sell your stuff, they can adjust the length, which is nice. But I'm just going to stick with the length that we've got here. And I'm just going to attach these. Let me open this up. I did use a big lobster claw, so I knew that it would get around all this stuff. Just a helpful hint from Heloise. And we're just going to add these with the jump ring. Oh, I did want to give a shout out to Deb Floros. Deb's got a jewelry show with Brittany Chavers called Crimped. And if you all know Brittany, I'm sure you know Deb too. Both of them teach some of the classes on the Jesse James beads. Beads and Blooms, and also probably summer camp and stuff. But Deb is super talented. Very sweet, and she has her own channel now, so I'm going to link that in my description as well. I contacted her and I told her I was going to give her a shout out, and I want to make sure that I follow through with that. And she's in a lot of different groups on Facebook. She recently taught a beautiful necklace class, which I haven't watched yet, and she's also taught a class on how to photograph your pieces, which I also am eager to watch. I didn't get to do the classes live, so I've got some making up to do. So there is our clasp. So give Deb some love and check out her channel. Check out Crimped. I've heard good things about it. I haven't had a chance to watch Crimped yet, but I will definitely I did subscribe, and I did subscribe to Deb's channel. But makes beautiful jewelry. And I learn a lot from her. Isn't this pretty? I like the hot and the cold. I hope you do too. It's a really nice way to accent these beads that we got. The beads from the Bargain Bead Box are gorgeous. I love fuchsia, and adding that cool color really, I think it makes the fuchsia sing, you know. And you could use this pendant with it. Let's see. So you could use this pendant with it, okay? You could put these here instead of my lotus beads. But check out your stash. See what you've got. Play with the color. Get yourself a color wheel. It's very, very helpful. And then do check out my color theory videos. Like I said, they're under playlists, and I've got a whole color theory playlist. All right? So thanks so much for joining me. I am delighted to bring you another video today, and I think I've got a plan so I can be more consistent with the videos and dealing with this heat. So take care of your sweet selves and your families, and be safe. And I will see you on the next video.